Hi, I'm Jim Clark, President and CEO of Boys and Girls Clubs of America. I'm excited to invite you to a very special event, the Boys and Girls Club of North Mississippi's annual Dance Like the Stars Gala. It's a great time and a great event, and I can speak from experience. Several years ago, I was one of the participants, so I know you're going to enjoy this. It's happening on Saturday, July 19th at 6:30 p.m. at the Cadence Bank Arena. Visit www.bgcnms.org to get your tickets, and we'll see you at Dance Like the Stars.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 6.
Welcome into Mississippi Live Weather at 6. I'm meteorologist Gabe Maynor. Just honestly, a dreary afternoon across the region as we've been dealing with those showers, but luckily we've gotten the rain-cooled air as a result. So a lot of those temperatures not nearly as bad, not nearly as close to what we've been seeing the past couple of days. But the thing with this rainfall is we're not done with it anytime soon. We'll actually see these chances carry over into our Saturday and going to see a little bit more widespread chances as well. We'll talk about that here in just a few moments. Cooler temperatures for the weekend, so this below average trend that we've been on will keep riding it into the weekend as well as that rain-cooled air sticks around. But temperatures, they are climbing at some point, and it'll be next week, and it's going to be even hotter than what we had this week. So if you thought this week was bad, just buckle up. It just gets even worse. But here at the Room to Room Weather Center, as we take a look outside, it's just going to be those isolated to scattered showers that are developing across the region. I'm taking a look out of the North Mississippi Storm Chasers camera there in Greenville. You're getting a few of those isolated showers there in the distance. And Caleb, this was the one with the rainbow, wasn't it?
Yep. You can see it.
You can?
Uh-huh.
I have a glare on my screen.
There's a rainbow kind of where the power lines.
Right there?
Yep.
So a little bit of rainbow. Yeah, I think we see it on screen a little bit better. So just showing you that there is just those isolated showers happening. You can get that radar imagery on the bottom left-hand part of your screen where you're seeing those isolated showers a bit on the heavier side as well. So that's really what we've been dealing with, is heavy rainfall and even a few rumbles of thunder, but that hasn't been the primary threat with this storm. The system. Starkville showing you a few of those clouds that are blanketing the sky there in Oktibbeha County, but on the south side of town, we are getting some of those showers that are trying to make their way a little bit more north, but as of right now, still more of an uphill battle. Caledonia, I was trying to pinpoint these showers over in Lamar County and Pickens County that are building just a bit north. So this is looking towards the northeast just a bit. See the wasps, they're running from the showers, but you don't need to. I mean, it's just going to be that typical afternoon showers, typical summer thunderstorms. You're seeing some of that base of the cloud right there on the distance, but those dark gray clouds that are showing up shows how moist of an atmosphere this is. That is basically conducive to some more of these showers to develop overnight and into our Saturday as well. 83 degrees though, that is a golden number, as temperatures have been well below average. Those showers doing what they should do, and that's cooling us off for all of North Mississippi. Coverage-wise, we're much different than even what we were in the last hour. Looking at that coverage earlier, this was about 3 o'clock, you can see widespread showers and storms across the region now has dissipated out just a bit. And the reason why is because we're just lacking that daytime heating that we've had all afternoon, but it's also getting a bit further away from that low. That low still out in the state border between Arkansas and Louisiana. So the further these bands go north, the weaker they become. So a lot of these showers that are still pretty intense there in Oktibbeha County and over towards Pickens County, those will start to dissipate the further north they go. Well, let's go ahead and get a storm track on these, and they're moving at about 20 to 30 miles an hour in that northwest direction. So we're going to do about 23. Maben closer to 609. You know what we should have used, Caleb? It was the Maben cam. That would have definitely picked it up. Actually, we can use it right here. So let's go ahead and do times here real quick. Spring Valley 609. Monte Vista closer to 644 as it moves at about 20 to 25 miles an hour. I'm going to take Maben. I'm going to try and pick it up. Oh, wait, this is doing that thing again. So, yeah, we'll pull up Maben there for full weather so that way we get an idea. But, yeah, we should have a great shot of that storm as it's moving across Highway 82 right now. Back behind there, let's do a storm track on that one in Pickens County. This is going to be for that heaviest portion, moving at about 20 to 25 miles an hour. Kingville 618, Hytoge 625, and Vernon closer to about 636. Now, it's going to be more widespread, so a good portion of Lamar County going to be experiencing that. So basically, if you're in Lamar County, getting those heavy rainfall and getting that rumble of thunder, definitely going to be included with a couple of those. Aside from that, I-55 seeing some showers develop along that corridor, but these bands of rainfall, that's what we've been tracking. So very sporadic in development, but enough to have at least dreary parts of our afternoon. And we look at some of those, what we call the storm threats, our peak threats for a lot of the system. And main threats are going to be heavy rainfall. As you can see, 3/4 of an inch there on that storm in Oktibbeha County, 2 inches an hour there towards Lamar and Pickens County. That's our heaviest storm right now. But as you saw earlier, we were seeing a lot of activity towards Clarksdale over the past hour that has since fizzled out. So not seeing these last too long. A lot of those, as soon as they peak, they still diminish. So that's that typical summer pattern. But yeah, more showers and storms expected into the rest of the evening. Just those chances are starting to diminish, but they won't fully go away, as we do see isolated showers possible into the overnight. That 10% chance lingering around as we head overnight, as multiple models depicting some at least form of moisture in the form of isolated showers developing into our overnight hours. So 1 to 4 still staying isolated. By 7 a.m. we're watching a cluster that starts to move into North Mississippi, and we'll see that here in just a moment. But that cluster, if they merge together just right, definitely going to be interesting to see how much that strengthens. So there's your low, as we were talking about. It is shifting a bit more towards the west there in Louisiana and Arkansas, and actually just Arklatex. It's right on that boundary right there. But as it pushes further away and further towards the west, should I say, it's taking a bulk of this moisture with it. So the further it moves west, the drier our forecast will be, as you see a good portion of those showers still happening there in northeast Louisiana. So paying attention to this region for the possibility of flash flooding, not here in North Mississippi. A lot of those showers do weaken into the night, but that low, as multiple models have depicted, we're going to do a red arrow for the red low, will move in this direction right here towards the northeast. So as it moves closer to Jonesboro, closer to Cabot and Memphis, that's where we'll see a higher chance for at least a few showers and storms into our Saturdays. That's why we're saying those chances, just because they're going away right now, they won't be forever. We do see more chances into our next 24 hours. So Futurecast shows exactly that. A lot of those showers are starting to dissipate out further into the night, and we'll see maybe a few heavy portions, but overall, all of that does dissipate closer to about 10 o'clock. So Friday night plans, if you're looking to go out, go ahead and have rain gear just in case, but more than likely, for a lot of locations, going to stay void of those rain chances, just enough as a precaution whenever you bring that umbrella with you. So hopefully stay dry, but of course a good bit of us are going to see at least some form of a shower or two. So into the overnight hours, you can see that last bit of moisture that's trying to wrap around just a bit does dissipate out, but those light greens that are still popping up, still remaining in the area into about 3 a.m. This is not characteristic to our summer-like pattern. This is really just associated with a tropical system. And since that's what we're dealing with right now, that's why we're still getting those rain chances into the night despite that daytime heating being, well diminished by 3 a.m. So by 4 or 5 o'clock, still seeing the isolated showers stick around, and those are going to continue to develop into North Mississippi towards the early hours of our Saturday as a lot of us are waking up. And you can see some reds popping up, those oranges and reds that are popping up, showing that there is some vertical lift to these storms. So by early morning hours, especially once that sun rises, those are going to start to strengthen, start to rise, and that's where those are going to mature a bit faster than they typically do on a summer day. So those storms going to be moving in, and we're going to be experiencing rumbles of thunder by 8, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning in a few locations. This model runs specifically talking about Panola, Lafayette, and down there towards Yallowbush County before pushing more north and east into Boonville, into Prentice County and Alcorn County, further into the rest of our morning. So that's what we're watching over the next 24 is our heightened rain chances by noontime tomorrow till 3, till 6, but starting early morning hours on our Saturday. It's going to be an all-day threat for at least some form of rainfall. Really going to be scattered in coverage still, so a few breaks here and there. But if you have any plans outdoors, this is enough of a precaution to be like, okay, let's just reschedule to be on the safe side. That doesn't mean you're 100% going to get rainfall, but it's just our best threat to get rainfall, especially over the next 7 days. So coming up in the next 60, we're going to talk about these rain chances in a little bit more detail. We'll zoom in, hyper-focus on North Mississippi and break down where those chances will move through and really what to expect for the rest of your weekend as Mississippi Live Weather does continue here in the next 60. So make sure to keep it here for the very latest on your weekend forecast.
I was made for this, crawling through the muck to find where the real problems hide.
All this dampness, it's perfect for mold, and that can mean headaches, rashes, even chronic illness for your family.
That's why we offer our Healthy Home 7-point mold inspection to restore your health by restoring your home.
Focusing on water and mold control from the crawl space to the roof, you can call Absolute Restoration, your local and trusted restoration contractor.
Your family deserves the most beautiful smile possible. At Tupelo Smiles, we use precision dentistry and advanced technology to make visiting the dentist an amazing experience. Relationship-based comprehensive care. Come discover the difference at Tupelo Smiles.
1 in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The Health Class Film Guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
Right now, from the Mississippi Live Weather Center, here's meteorologist Gabe Maynard.
How are the temperatures? That's what I really want to know with this forecast today, is that rain-cooled air has swept across the region and just kept us calm and comfortable temperature-wise. I mean, I walked outside to come to work and I didn't sweat immediately. That's a win in my book. But that low pressure center, that's what's providing that relief from those hot temperatures. As you can see, bringing in that Gulf moisture from the Gulf and into North Mississippi, just those rapid southerly winds that are going to push in a little bit more of that moisture. So that as the low, I mean, right now it's transitioning a little bit more out towards the west, but once that starts to move north and northeast, that's where we'll see those rain chances really pick up towards our Saturday and even lingering into parts of our Sunday as well. Zooming in to North Mississippi, what we're seeing right now is just a few isolated showers and storms. Overall, not seeing a highly energetic atmosphere, as a lot of those lightning bolts are coming from over in Arkansas and Louisiana. But a few of these, I mean, at least on the stronger side, down there towards Clarksdale and over here towards Grenada, showing a few heavier portions along I-55, Grenada and Yalobusha County, and even a few down towards Octibah. I mean, that's going to be our most mature storm as of this point. Moving up Highway 25 onto Highway 82, that intersection right there, right in the heart of Starkville. So folks in Starkville probably dealing with a few drops of rain here very soon. Down there towards Pickens and Lamar County, that's going to continue to rise north and west into more of Lamar County. So folks there in Hamilton, Gwinn, and all that need to be at least having rain gear ready. We're not talking about severe weather preparedness. We're talking about rain preparedness, and that's just an umbrella and a rain jacket. Any Friday night plans need to be paired with that. Really, if you're anywhere in North Mississippi or Northwest Alabama, but primarily if you're in the areas that we just talked about as those showers and storms continue to develop and cycle on through. So long story short, rain chance is still possible. Be prepared. So high temperatures today, that has been the golden story right now, because some of us, especially down around the Golden Triangle and south of Highway 82, coming in with the mid to upper 80s, 85 towards Macon and Aliceville. That is not a bad forecast whatsoever. Out in the Delta, a little bit warmer. We're talking 94 Clarksdale, Greenwood, 93 Greenville and Cleveland. So that's not too shabby either. It is a few degrees down from what we saw yesterday, despite it being a bit drier this afternoon over towards the Delta. Temperatures right now, we're trending. I saw Belzona earlier have a 79 in front of it, and that was just I wanted to screenshot it to just remember the good old days, because I was hoping it would still be there, but it's not there anymore. So 83 right now, so it shows once that rain does move out, temperatures still climb, but we have seen some upper 70s this afternoon with some of that rain-cooled air. A lot of us coming in with mid to upper 80s across the region, so it's not a bad forecast, but we definitely did see upper 70s. Take my word for it, I promise. Looking at that day planner, though, those chances do linger around, and so do those temperatures. I mean, the upper 70s by 9, and still remaining around that same region towards early hours of our forecast into Saturday morning. Now, it doesn't show it on the screen, but it does have about a 10% chance of rainfall, and we'll see why right here. So carry Futurecast over into the overnight hours, and you see those basically widespread chances of showers and thunderstorms across the region, still scattered in fashion, but covering the entirety of North Mississippi. By 10 p.m., those showers weaken just a bit, and we're talking about light to moderate rainfall. Well, then that transitions into basically a light rainfall overnight. So a lot of those showers not packing the punch that we've seen so far this afternoon. But still, the chances are in place to at least hear a pitter-patter on the roof of those raindrops falling. But towards tomorrow morning, here you get this development that's happening across Yalobusha, Lafayette, Union, and even towards Prentiss County. Now, this is the first round of rainfall for the day. Not severe weather, but rainfall. And that's setting the scene for the saturated morning and afternoon filled with plenty of rain chances, so buckle up. Low temperatures tomorrow morning, still in the mid-70s. And the thing with a cloudy, rainy atmosphere is temperatures are really consistent. We're talking about above average lows and below average highs. So it keeps it very little change throughout the day because the sun just can't get into the into the ground to start heating us up, or should I say into our atmosphere to start heating us up. It's blocked by that cloud cover. So we see a very uniform temperature for our Saturday and a really uniform temperature for our Sunday as well. So we take Futurecast into the next couple of hours, and you see that little batch that we had towards Prentiss, Union, and Lafayette County does dissolve on out. Then we talk about the cluster. I saw some of you guys asking about what cluster. That cluster right there. By 8 a.m. on your Saturday starts to develop more and more as those bands just regenerate. And so as that carries over north and east, watch how these just basically bubble up and then at some point merge together. This is by 10 a.m. moving through Yallowbush and Lafayette County. That then trends a little bit more north and east, and we're in Benton, Union, Pontotoc, and Chickasaw County. Now, when this whole cluster merges together in the next scan right here, you're going to see what meteorologists call a bow echo. And what that means is it merges together and it has a jutting out portion of that primary storm that could have some stronger wind gusts associated with it. Now, am I expecting severe weather tomorrow? No, but could these at least be on the stronger side with 30, 40 mile an hour gust? For sure. And so that's why I'm not excluding the fact that we could see some 30 to 40 mile an hour. It's enough to knock some stuff over. So we could see some knocked over trees, some weaker trees that fall, or even knock out a few power, or cause a few power outages, should I say, for your Saturday around lunchtime. So watching the threats of that, hopefully not going to be anything like that. That is just if that cluster merges together, could produce at least one strong storm. But towards our afternoon, there's really what we're tracking, and it's going to be a lot of activity. We're talking about showers, we're talking about storms, and we're talking about lots of lightning and some gusty winds as well as that system continues to move north and east. This is 3 p.m. covering basically the entirety of northeast Mississippi. Moving into our late afternoon, early evening, those do dissolve just a bit. So hopefully by 6 p.m. as those showers transition a little bit more north and east, it'll take all of that energy with it and we won't see any more rumbles of thunder, or hear any more rumbles of thunder, should I say. But the good thing with the forecast, and this is what it always is, it's a give and take. And we're giving up our drier weather, but we're taking the cooler temperatures, talking about upper 80s for high temperatures tomorrow. A few locations similar to what we had today, maybe not even getting above the mid 80s. And that is a great forecast for a July day. Future heat indices, though, do show that it's going to be a hot, muggy forecast still, just with the moisture in the air. So if that sunshine were to pick up right over the top after a shower, it will still feel a little bit sticky, but hopefully that mugginess does go away at some point. We'll track that here in just a moment. So looking at Futurecast, those moderate showers continue to linger around Saturday evening before dissipating out into the overnight hours. So Saturday night into Sunday, with that tropical system heading north and east, staying on the drier side. So we're not expecting overnight showers and definitely not overnight storms. Into your Sunday, some isolated showers do start to pop up, but they really become populated by the afternoon. That's the last batch of that moisture associated with the tropical low that will start to move north and east throughout the day. So by 3 p.m., that's really where it peaks. And by 4, 5, 6 o'clock, we're drying up. So not going to last too much longer into our weekend. And by Sunday, a good bit of us, especially if you are in the western half of our viewing area, staying on the drier side. Northeast part, you do have to deal with at least a few isolated showers. But once those clear out, we should be in for a much drier forecast. But we mentioned the words give and take, and there's a reason for that, because high temperatures, they do start to trend very hot. This is Sunday, and it's already a few degrees higher, but this is just the start of the warming trend that's going forward, and those mugginess values, they're going to climb just as much. We're talking about 105 to 107 in several locations. Mississippi Delta could be getting a few heat advisories back in place with that drier weather, so there's your give and take already in full force. But as we take a look at high temperatures, you can see we drop into our weekend before climbing just as steeply into our Tuesday and Wednesday. 96, 98, 97 by midweek next week. With feels like values, I had to get a whole new bar for this because we're so high on these values. We're talking about Tuesday and Wednesday surpassing 110, Thursday still close enough to that. Heat advisory is probably going to be in effect from Sunday at the earliest. I really expect Monday into at least your Thursday. So that means we need to stay hydrated. We need to stay cool. Don't let this rain fool you. We got to still be prepared for July temperatures because they are going to be in full force come next week. 7-day forecast tracks exactly that. Again, drying up as we head further into our Sunday afternoon. By Monday and Tuesday, we're seeing isolated chances, but really what it's going to do is make it feel even steamier outside. But by Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, a much drier forecast in place and a much more hot forecast in place with 98 degrees for your afternoon high. Plenty of sunshine to warm up that atmosphere. So yes, it will be beautiful outside. We talked about earlier on the Mainer Explainer about, ways you can beat the heat or at least handle the heat. We'll have another update on that of how you can handle the heat coming up this next week, should I say. But yeah, the heat not going anywhere. We need to stay prepared. We need to stay cool. We need to stay hydrated. But where it's cool and where someone staying hydrated is all the way up in Canada. So stay with us after the break. We're going to talk to Matt once again about his latest adventure up in Canada, see where he's going and see what sights he's seeing. I mean, if you're like me and enjoying this series, enjoying seeing the sights, and you've never been to Canada, it's all the reason to watch. But even beyond that, we're tracking a little bit more on this tropical system and what we'll see, all of that coming up in the next 60.
At Room to Room, did you know our specialty is custom ordered upholstery? Get the furniture you want and the fabric and color selection you want. With our free design service, we won't let you make a mistake.
When people are fed, futures are nourished. They can connect with the world around them, unlock endless possibilities, and thrive. Join the movement to end hunger. Volunteer. Advocate. Donate. Go to feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Well, hey there, Gabe. Welcome to Peyto Lake. And I'm going to try to disengage this from looking at me so you can look back at that. The beautiful greenish blue color of the lake here high up in the Canadian Rockies because of the glacial silt, believe it or not, from the glacier. If I kind of point it back this direction, a lot of people here where we're looking right up there, one of the many glaciers up here in this area. And so as, of course, it would go over top of the rock, it'd take microscopic little bits of the rock with it. And so that silt then makes up the really kind of cool color that you see here. But just some incredible vistas. I'm going to go and put it up here. I don't even know if I really talk about what we're looking at. It's just a little too pretty there in all directions. We've been fighting some cloud cover today, some fog, but luckily things here near the Peyto Lake area finally clearing out just in time for us to see this. And it's just been a beautiful shot so far. We're going to be looking at the Columbia ice fields coming up here a little bit later on, and so actually going out on a glacier itself. So we'll see just how chilly that is here. But coming up here from Alberta, Canada, near Peyto Lake, I'm Chief Meteorologist Matt Lawpon for Mississippi Live Weather.
Meanwhile, down here, we're dealing with the tropical system. So, Matt, enjoy your weather up there. Down here, well, we'll hold down the fort and keep the roof on the place, right? But taking a look, weather watchers showing off once again. This was Paul over in Milton, Florida, getting a great shot of just those isolated showers and storms that have been developing over the coastal regions. And now, Paul, you're sharing that weather with us here in North Mississippi. So thank you very much, right? At least we're getting a good rainfall. At least we're getting cooler temperatures, right? We'll definitely take that. Here's a look at the latest of that tropical system as it continues to move west, starting to trend a bit more northwest, and then it will go north and northeast here in the next 24 hours. That's where we'll see that moisture really start to build over the top of us here in North Mississippi. So paying attention to those rain chances into Saturday, as a few rumbles of thunder are definitely going to be included within that. I wanted to show you on our future satellite right here just how it bubbles up through the day. This is Saturday morning, and you can see a few of those lines, those what does it look like? A disruption in the sky almost. As it bubbles up, it's just those bands that are continuing to circulate around that low pressure center, and those are right over the top of North Mississippi. That's that line, that cluster of storms that we were talking about towards tomorrow morning. So watching that, especially with satellite imagery lining up exactly with that. But if you couldn't see the bubbles before, by afternoon, I mean, you're seeing them in full force with a lot of those just bubbling up, that satellite imagery giving a great shot of that lift that's in the atmosphere. Those are those updrafts that are happening that are causing those storms to rise and those cloud tops to be extremely high to where satellite can at least view it. Those continue into the evening hours as well, so storms definitely going to be possible into our Saturday night. But Sunday, starting out, still very isolated in nature with those showers and storms. You notice how it's this intersection right here. That's all basically a part of this low that's at this point in eastern Tennessee and eastern Kentucky, still giving us a little bit of that moisture on the wraparound, should I say, or wraparound, it's counterclockwise, there we go. So wrapping around a bit of that moisture, and it's really going to be half of our viewing area experiencing it. Especially when we reach peak heating by the afternoon. That continues into 4, 5, 6 o'clock before really dissipating on out. And then the moisture moves north and east and takes all of that disruptive weather with it. But disruptive weather, it's a subjective term. I'm talking about rainy weather. We get disruptive weather next week, and that's going to be a hot, hot forecast by Wednesday. really by Monday, but it just gets worse. Day planner for today, though, enjoy it because temperatures, you're not going to see this over the next 7 days. Going to be cooler overnight, cooler towards tomorrow afternoon. Before that, rain clears out and those temperatures build in. So yes, it is rainy, but we can handle an umbrella and the cooler temperatures. So umbrellas are needed for any late night plans tonight. If you have any Friday night activities, well, one, let us know down in the comments. We want to let you know what to forecast for. But yeah, just be a part of your night. Thank you so much for having us tonight at Mississippi Live Weather at 6. We thank you so much for joining us again and just letting us be a part of your day. I hope you're staying dry. I hope you're ready for the cooler weather, especially for tomorrow. But yeah, of course, have the Mississippi Live Weather app handy. Lets you know the latest on that forecast, where those showers are happening, and where the driest places are to be. So if you have any questions, be sure to put them down in the chat. If you have any pictures, weather watchers down in Florida have been showing off. North Mississippi needs to show up too with our own rain, with our own weather watcher pictures. So go ahead and submit those. Do so on the Mississippi Live Weather app. There's a tab on the side that you can go to. Submit those so we can see what you're seeing out in the field. So again, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We'll see you back here tonight at 10. You guys have a great evening.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Lawpon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Lawpon has proven himself trustworthy